Tunarejea hivi punde. Mtazamaji, naarifiwa kwamba kuna taarifa kuu ambayo inaendelea hivi sasa ambapo gavana wa benki kuu nchini anazungumza, Bwana Partrick Njoroge. Sijui tuna yapi ambayo anazungumzia, pengine wandani wangu wataniarifu zaidi, lakini pengine tuende moja kwa moja tumsikize.
It means that when we get to the deficit, we need before getting to the deficit, there has to be the question of what are the other sources of financing. So that is the second question, really. Actually, truthfully, this is the first question. The first question is, what are they? We have projects to do. We prioritize them, and we find out what are the potential sources of financing for those projects, whatever they are, and then eventually you'll get a sort of a deficit, a fiscal deficit that needs to be covered by borrowing or externally or domestically, and those decisions are made in a sequential way. So I think the point I would make here is to underscore the need for sort of investigation, let's say, or inspection, or one of those words, in terms of the decision for how to finance specific projects and so forth. So you cannot go directly to the debt issue without first dealing with the initial questions that maybe I'm belaboring too much, but I thought I should make that point. Finally, and this is sort of a third point on debt to GDP, or debt evolution, there is there is scope for refinancing of your debt, and this can be, or let's say, reorganization of your debt portfolio. So you can think how this works in terms of you could potentially pay your more expensive debt and replace it with cheaper debt, and that obviously the debt level doesn't change. It just remains neutral, only that the cost, the carrying cost for that debt is reduced. So this is sort of your standard debt management sort of questions that come up. And there is that. So for instance, this budget here, there has been, and this was approved in the last budget, some refinancing that would actually adjust or let's say the quality of the debt, meaning reducing the carrying cost by lengthening the maturity of the debt. So you could have the same $100 of debt, but maybe the maturity is only two years, and you could actually refinance it with another $100 of debt, but the maturity on that is 10 years. That is obviously much easier in terms of carrying cost, or you could even think of the cost in terms of interest rates and things like that. So those decisions are made, and they allow the evolution of debt to be much more, let's say, to be improved. And those are things that, as I say, are obviously being considered. I'll stop there. There is a lot more that we could discuss, but in the interest of time and to give you some space for Q&A, I think I'll take your questions. Thank you very much for your attention.